Tonight, we're learning more about what led up to a wrong-way crash on I-82 that killed 2 children last week. The details revealed in court documents.
And we have precipitation going on right now in most of our areas, with more snow to rain expected tomorrow night. I'll get you prepared.
And lawmakers in Congress working to get answers about where COVID-19 started. Hear why the former head of the CDC says he's in favor of the lab leak theory.
Now, KAPP local news at 5.
Good evening. I'm Alyssa Warner.
I'm Jason Valentine. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday evening. Well, today is the deadline for state lawmakers to pass bills out of one chamber and into the other. That means if a bill was proposed in the Senate has to vote and send it to the House, and, well, vice versa. If a bill has not been voted on by this point, it's effectively done for the year unless it's a budget issue. We've been watching several proposals as the deadline is getting closer.
Yeah, we knew gun control was going to be a big issue this year. With hours to spare, lawmakers in the House signed off on a proposal that would require you to get a permit before you can buy a gun. But this is similar to a voter-approved law in Oregon that's in the middle of a court battle right now. House Bill 1143 would require everyone to go through training and get a background check in order to get a gun buying permit. While advocates say these extra steps could save lives, this proposal has been controversial because opponents say you should not have to get a permit in order to exercise your constitutional rights. Again, this bill has passed the House. It now moves on to the Senate. Tonight, we know more about the man accused of killing 2 children in a wrong-way crash last week.
Our Madeline Hagen joins us in studio. And Maddie, you said the probable cause statement really paints what led up to the deadly crash.
Yeah, Jason, Alyssa, it turns out WSP troopers tried to pull Goings over multiple times before the head-on collision on 182 before he refused to stop. Troopers first clocked Goings on I-90 just before Ellensburg around 6:36 p.m. on February 28th. 4 troopers, all stationed from I-90 ranging to I-82 through Yakima, tried to get Goings to stop, but he just kept speeding off. One trooper said he clocked the white Mustang going upwards of 110 miles per hour. Eventually, Goings was seen at a gas station in Sunnyside by police who tried to determine if they had reason to stop him. But the suspect got back into his car and got back onto the freeway, but this time going the wrong way. Minutes later, 911 calls poured in for a head-on collision. 2 young children died in the crash. And we've heard repeatedly from WSP troopers couldn't begin a full pursuit due to state law. They say while Goings was speeding, they did not have reasonable suspicion for a DUI. We do know now that they do suspect he was impaired by something. Alyssa, Jason, back to you.
Thanks, Maddie. And I just want to mention this proposal to loosen restrictions on police chases is one of the bills that we've been following closely in the state legislature. Lawmakers, though, did not pass it out of the House before this evening's deadline. So it appears that effort is dead for the 2023 legislative session. Richland police blocked off a portion of Adams Street last night, arresting 5 people from a house, all of whom had warrants for various charges. Police say the Tri-City Regional SWAT team also came out to help in this investigation, and there were more people than they were expecting inside. After getting a search warrant, Commander Jansen with the Richland Police Department says they found guns, drugs, and more inside the house.
As a result of that search warrant, we located several firearms. We located quite a few different types of drugs in quantities that were, consistent with selling or distributing them, and then some ammunition and cash as well from the residents.
Commander Jansen says fentanyl and meth were found in the search. They received tips from the community about activities going on around the house that resulted in this investigation. Now let's talk weather. Jason, it's been feeling kind of ominous outside today.
It is a little bit ominous, and it's a bit of an appetizer for what we're going to be seeing tomorrow night. We're going to have a weather alert day tomorrow evening into Friday morning, but we are seeing scattered showers throughout our areas, and that's going to continue until about midnight. We're seeing actually a heavy cell going through Pendleton as we speak. So, folks, just little bits of shower activity tonight, and then the real system is going to hit us tomorrow. 37 right now in Yakima. We are seeing some rain showers. We could see a slight chance for just a little bit of snow as we head into our evening hours, and Ellensburg could see a little bit of snow as well. But we do expect light rain for the rest of our areas. So as we head into tomorrow, we have a wind advisory to talk about, and we have inches of snow for one of our cities to talk about. I'll have that in my forecast that's coming up later in the show.
Well, now recently, Washington State Legislature allocated $1 million in funding for a wellness app selected by the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs.
It's free to active and retired law enforcement, corrections, dispatch professionals, and their family or household members. KVEW's Riley Fitzgerald got a look at how it works.
This is the Cortico app. It provides anonymous, immediate access to wellness techniques, suicide prevention, resilience, physical fitness, nutrition, and many other wellness resources. Police officers experience critical incidents daily, and the legislature agreed to put forth funding to give law enforcement the tools they need to overcome some of the hardships they experience. Commander Damon Jansen with the Richland Police Department says these resources are going to be a big help in addressing officer wellness.
And I just want to be out there and open and talk to the officers and say, hey, we see a lot of bad stuff, more than most other people. We experience bad things that most people don't experience. It can affect us. We get vicarious trauma and other issues that affect us in many different ways. And so if we're recognizing that fact sooner and we're reaching out for help sooner and talking about it sooner, maybe we can get it to where we stay healthier.
It's now available for law enforcement officers, corrections, dispatchers, and family all around the state. Coming up on KAPP Local News, why the need for a tool like this has grown. In Richland, Riley Fitzgerald, KAPP Local News.
Thanks, Riley. And as fentanyl and other potentially deadly drugs are becoming more common, first responders say they're seeing people overdose sometimes multiple times in the same day. The Spokane Fire Department says they're working with the Health District and WSU to create a program that would help first responders team up with doctors and caregivers, hopefully, to prevent these repeat overdose calls.
Seeing people, meeting them where they are, working to take care of them with complete care and get them into a program that we know is successful to bridge people and get them off of the opioid long term.
This program would create a team of caregivers who would still give Narcan to overdose victims, but would also provide treatment, and it would also add doctors who can prescribe the medication if needed to help people fight opioid addiction. And experts say one of the reasons we're seeing more overdoses now is that man-made opioid drugs like fentanyl are so much more potent than the older versions.
And unlike prescription painkiller abuse, most of the fentanyl being taken off the street right now is coming from overseas. Mike Valerio explains.
It's a synthetic opioid intended to help patients manage severe pain, but fentanyl is now driving the drug overdose crisis across the country.
Fentanyl overdoses cause the equivalent of a new September 11th every 2 weeks.
Provisional data from the CDC revealing more than 2/3 of all overdose deaths are linked to synthetic opioids like fentanyl, leaving almost no community untouched.
It hurts every day.
It was something I had heard of, but not something I would have ever thought would have killed our child, ever.
While the federal government has declared the opioid crisis a public health emergency, there's a new push to target fentanyl and similar substances that are exacerbating the epidemic, including a proposed bill aimed at labeling Mexican drug cartels foreign terrorist organizations.
This problem is a national security threat. Fentanyl is a killer, and the people killing Americans reside out in the open in Mexico.
But some who have lost loved ones are taking matters into their own hands.
When my son died, I had never heard of fentanyl before.
Jaime Puerta lost his son Daniel to fentanyl poisoning in April 2020. He claims Daniel bought a fake pill from a dealer on Snapchat. Through his nonprofit called Void, Victims of Illicit Drugs, Puerta is working to raise awareness and change the conversation.
We have to look at it as a poison and not a war on drugs, but a war on fentanyl.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
Today, a panel of House lawmakers held its first public hearing trying to determine once and for all where COVID-19 came from.
Several federal agencies have said that the virus could have leaked from a research lab in Wuhan, China, although others say it likely evolved from the wild and jumped from animals to humans in a market. The former head of the CDC told lawmakers today he leans toward the lab leak theory because of the type of research happening in Wuhan.
This is a type of research in which scientists seek to increase the transmissibility or pathogenicity of an organism I came to believe, and I still believe today, COVID-19 more likely was the result of an accidental lab leak. This conclusion is based primarily on the biology of the virus itself, including the rapid high infectivity for human-to-human transmission.
House lawmakers are also considering a proposal that would force the Biden administration to declassify any information showing possible links between the lab and the pandemic. The Senate passed that bill unanimously 1 week ago.
We may be seeing a shakeup in the city of Pasco. Economic Development Manager Mike Gonzalez has been offered a job as the Franklin County Administrator. Gonzalez says if he takes the role, it would be strides for the Latino population in Franklin County.
You know, we're 60% Latino, so I think that's an important component in the county to have someone with Latino blood that can communicate with that side of our population. And I always say what's good for the Latino community is good for the entire community, and to bring all those skill sets together for the betterment of the county, and I think that's why I was chosen.
Gonzalez has been working in city government since June of 2021. He says he's hopeful to take the position. All right, we are seeing some shower activity in places right now. More of it on the way tomorrow. Let's take a live look at our Legend Skycam network. I'll get you prepared for the next coming days, coming right up.
And still ahead on KAPP KVEW Local News at 5, we're highlighting a job training program intended to give people experiencing homelessness a jump start, getting back on their feet.
Tonight, the 4 Americans kidnapped in Mexico, 2 found dead. And with the close calls, that mid-air attack, and deadly turbulence on planes, more Americans turn to the most watched program on all of television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Next ET, our Pink exclusive.
Back in the world.
Talking new music, new tour, and putting daughter Willow to work. Plus, we're with the cast of Ted Lasso's Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on KAPP KVEW.
The local water experts at Culligan can take care of everything but the kitchen sink. Actually, we do that too. Culligan, here for every water worry.
When you or your loved one has been seriously injured, you want the best law firm on your side. Abeta Nelson Injury Law is the most highly awarded and experienced personal injury firm in Central Washington. Our office has secured the most million-dollar car crash recoveries in Central Washington. You can trust us to have your back. The time for bringing your claim is limited, so don't wait. Call us today for a no-obligation consultation. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Hepatitis C? Don't just treat it. Crush it with Mavorite.
Conquer it with Mavorite.
Cure it with Mavorite. Mavorite cures all types of Hep C.
In only 8 weeks.
The virus multiplies daily and can damage the liver over time. Mavorite stops Hep C and cures it. If you've had hepatitis B, it may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had Hep B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV, other medical conditions, and all your medicines. Do not take Mavorite with atazanavir or rifampin. Report right away yellow skin, stomach pain or swelling, confusion and bleeding or bruising.
Hep C? Crush it with Mavorite.
Conquer it with Mavorite.
Cure it in only 8 weeks. See Hep C gone with Mavorite.
Ask your doctor about Mavorite. AbbVie could help you save.
Does your bath or shower need a remodel? Bathfitter can do it all. We will remove your existing fiberglass tub or shower and replace it with a custom crafted shower or soaker tub. All made in America at our state-of-the-art factory. We rebuild your walls with new drywall and install a custom-made tub or shower with seamless walls in as little as 1 day. All work is guaranteed and built to last. Call your locally owned Bathfitter store now to book your free in-home estimate or visit bathfitter.com.
Celebrate the Oscars this Sunday on KAPP KVEW.
Welcome back, everyone. Nearly 3 years to the day after Louisville, Kentucky police officers burst into a home, killing 26-year-old Breonna Taylor while trying to serve a warrant, the Department of Justice says Louisville police had a pattern of violating constitutional rights and breaking federal law. So the warrant police had in 2020 for that overnight raid that left Taylor dead is now part of a federal criminal investigation. One former officer has already pleaded guilty to helping falsify information, and today the Department of Justice said Louisville police targeted black drivers and used excessive force against people who didn't pose an immediate threat.
LMPD has relied heavily on pretextual traffic stops in black neighborhoods. In these stops, officers use the pretense of making a stop for a minor traffic offense in order to investigate for other crimes. Some officers have demonstrated disrespect for the people they are sworn to protect.
Now, the Justice Department's report means that the city will have to sign an agreement with the feds and be under their supervision moving forward. We saw a similar agreement in Seattle that started all the way back in 2012, and the Seattle Police Department is still under federal oversight more than a decade later.
The Department of Transportation has been working to close down a huge homeless camp along the side of I-90 in Spokane. One approach, including offering people living in the camp the opportunity to go through job training.
Emily Bloom got to step inside the classroom to see an opportunity that could change lives in a matter of weeks.
Bricklayers and masons, to the electricians, to plumbers, pipe fitters, to HVAC. Everything is in there.
These are just a few of the skills this group of students will have under their belt after they graduate.
I was a machinist, never had a criminal record in my life. A friend of mine had something happen to her. I did something to the guy, ended up going to prison.
After this experience, things went south for Philip, and he's been at Camp Hope for over a year. But he won't be there much longer.
So now to go and do something that I want to do and sounds fun to me, I mean, that's incredible. And to make money at it too.
This opportunity will give him a shot at going from homeless to homeowner.
I'm excited. I don't know what else to say about that. We got 3 weeks left.
They don't eliminate the barriers, they just make it possible to get over them.
So they can help their families, their generation after generation, from being somebody being homeless for a year or a decade, all of a sudden, buying a home. We have those stories.
This fourth cohort was funded by Washington State DOT, giving those who have been living on their land a shot at turning things around.
Heavy equipment.
Okay, you know exactly what you want to do.
Yeah. Yep, it's good money, it's a lot of fun, and I've had some experience with it.
After this 20-day crash course, they'll have the skills employers are looking for.
And quite frankly, when we have a graduation, apprenticeship representatives line the back of the room.
That was Emily Bloom reporting. Washington lawmakers are moving forward on a plan that would allow duplexes and fourplexes in more neighborhoods across our state. The Seattle Times reports House Bill 1110 would require cities with more than 25,000 people, that's somewhere like Walla Walla, to allow duplexes in all residential areas. Cities with more than 75,000 people, like Kennewick and Pasco, would have to allow fourplexes in all neighborhoods. And this is not the first time lawmakers have considered this type of zoning bill. So we'll continue to track developments as the legislative session continues.
Now, KAPP First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Wednesday evening, everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful day today. All right, light PM rain to snow in just a couple areas as we head into our evenings tonight. Now, tomorrow we have a weather alert Thursday. That is due to heavier rain to snow for our region. So get ready for, this is the appetizer to what we're going to be seeing, measurable rain and snow tomorrow night at this time. Hey, it is warmer next week, so something to look forward to. Here's our Skywatch radar. We're seeing a pretty good system coming through the Blue Mountain region right now. That's really the heaviest cell and changing, yes, to a little bit of snow. As we're moving into the lovely Yakima region and up to Ellensburg, not yet reaching Ellensburg, but by the time this is over, we do expect to see some slight snow in Ellensburg and again in Pendleton, and as well as our other areas seeing rain. So as we move into our evening hours, here's what we're looking at. Again, it's going to converge pretty much Yakima, Toppenish, Ellensburg areas. Then as we move into our overnight period, we're going to see it all move out by the time we get to midnight. But tomorrow, this is when we see measurable amounts of snow for Ellensburg and possibly Yakima, and then plenty of shower activity for the rest of our areas. It is a bit warmer tomorrow, and this is in our overnight period. So we're looking at heavy amounts of rain for much of the mid-Columbia. And again, we're looking at that snow to possibly a little rain-snow mix for Ellensburg, Yakima, and maybe even Toppenish. As we get to Friday morning, we're going to see it clear on the way out, but it could be very slick for drivers Friday morning. And again, we're going to see just a little bit more come into the Ellensburg region as we get into the evening hours, as well as our other areas getting more rain showers. Then that will move on, and we do expect some spotted showers as we get to Saturday and Sunday. So I wanted to break down what we can expect. This is tonight. Light rain for Yakima, Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, and possibly a little bit between 0.2 of an inch to a half an inch for Pendleton. A little bit heavier there. As we move into Ellensburg, less than an inch of snow. But this is what we're looking at. That's why it's a weather alert night tomorrow night into Friday morning. We have 1 to 2 inches of possible snow for Ellensburg. Less than an inch, but still there for Yakima of snow. And then rain for the rest of our areas from a 1/4 inch to as high as half an inch for Tri-Cities and Pendleton. So it is going to be quite wet for the next couple of days, especially tomorrow evening into Friday morning. All right, our current temperatures were in the mid to lower 40s, a little cooler than we have been, mid 30s for Ellensburg and Yakima. As we move into the next couple of days, we are staying right below that average, and we are going to get above it, at least briefly. We do expect to see warmer temperatures next week, but looks like Monday will be the apex, at least so far. And of course, we're just about 10 days or so away from spring finally hitting, so something to look forward to. Now, winds, we're seeing some heavier winds picking up, Tri-Cities, Hanford area. Now, along the Blue Mountain region, we expect to see heavier winds. 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, up to 55 mile per hour gusts. That is going to be tomorrow, middle of the afternoon until Friday morning. So that's going to accompany that rain that is coming into the Blue Mountain region. This really only has Pendleton, but do expect Hermiston and Walla Walla to get a bit of the halo effect in the wind department. So overnight tonight, we expect those showers to stop by midnight, or at least near that. We are just below the freezing mark across the board. As we move into our Thursday, getting close to that weekend, everyone. Should be pretty calm in your morning hours, but then we'll be seeing those showers coming in late. Highs a little warmer, low 50s, mid to upper 40s. 7-day forecast. Again, tomorrow is an alert day with that measurable rain to snow coming in, and we're going to be warming up in our next work week. Don't forget to spring forward. Saturday late night into Sunday morning. Yakima, we're sticking in the mid to upper 40s until our next work week. So again, folks, get ready for light showers tonight, maybe light snow for Ellensburg, but heavier rain to snow coming in tomorrow night.
Thanks, Jason. Next on KAPP KVEW Local News, researchers say they've developed a bacterial compound that could eventually serve as medicine and a pesticide, but it's the name that has people talking, and we'll explain why next.
Portion of KAPP KVEW sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening special plus liquidation prices on all 20 to 22 RVs. Nobody will beat our prices. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
Join us for the Active for Life Senior Prom March 23rd from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the Uptown Theater in Richland. There will be dinner, games, a photo booth, live music, and of course dancing. Grab your favorite senior, put on your best Roaring 20s outfit, and dance the night away. We'll see you there.
The concert you've been waiting for. Jen Blossoms. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you. Jen Blossoms. Live in concert. Friday, March 17th at Legends Casino Hotel. Buy your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Jen Blossoms.
I'm a 77-year young elder. For whatever years I have left, the target is to pay it forward. What led me to Yakima Federal was I was looking for a place to get a mortgage on our first home in 1973. And then just one thing led to the other. CDs and checking accounts. Yakima Federal specialized primarily in kindness and caring, and that's what they're all about. I've been a very satisfied customer since 1973.
Wait, hold up. DQ put fries and onion rings in a chicken strip basket? Did you know this? Oh, of course you did. It's sitting right in front of you. Sorry. I mean, you got fries and onion rings together. Is this for real?
Hey, baby, wait.
Oh, yeah. That just got really real. Grab a chicken strip and fry rings basket.
Okay, just one. Just one.
DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
The journey home can look a little different to everyone. That's why our expert technicians are here to make sure that wherever you feel at home, whether it's when you're hard at work, surrounded by loved ones, or cheering them on from the sidelines, you get there. Because we know a vehicle is really more than a vehicle. It's your way home.
Find your next Chevrolet at McCurley Chevrolet.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening specials on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and Class A and C motorhomes. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
Trending tonight, researchers in Germany have discovered a type of bacterial compound that attacks fungi, and they've named it after an American action movie hero. The New York Times reports the researchers named the bacterial compound Keanumycins because they said it takes out fungus in much the same way that John Wick takes out his enemies. The bacteria creates holes in the fungus, which then they said bleeds to death.
Whoa.
The researchers say the bacterial compounds work against fungus that impacts plants and people, so they're hoping that it could someday be an alternative to traditional pesticides and medication. But just the visualization there. Like,
yes.
I think of myself as a creative person. There's no way.
No, and Keanu Reeves was going to be immortal as it was, but if this works out, his name will be there forever.
Saving lives.
Yes, absolutely. We'll finally look at weather when we come back. Stick with us.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-150. All amped up and ready for work or play. Get 0 for 36 plus $3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
Jason Sudeikis ready to take Ted Lasso into extra time. The hints he's dropping about spin-offs. Then from Wednesday Addams to Scream Queen, Jenna Ortega is back for Scream 6. Next extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on KAPP.
Stan, who is that?
Okay, Roy, I went to the basement, found a weird portal, went through, found myself in a prehistoric valley, talked to a couple dinos, told them about Triple Play. They wanted to check it out. Here we are.
Wow! Hi, Roy.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, like bowling, Raptor Reef Indoor Water Park, and a brand new zip line ride, all attached to a cozy hotel.
She'll leave whenever we're ready.
I'm ready.
The journey home can look a little different to everyone. For some, it's smooth and straight. For others, it's winding vineyard roads or rugged desert trails. But what really matters most is where you're headed. That's why our expert technicians are here to make sure that wherever you feel at home, whether it's when you're hard at work, surrounded by loved ones, or cheering them on from the sidelines, you get there. Our certified and trained vehicle experts are committed to keeping you on the road and getting you there safely. Because we know a vehicle is really more than a vehicle. It's your way home.
Find your next Chevrolet at McCurley Chevrolet.
If you're hurt at work, your life can go into a downward spiral.
You're injured. You can't work. Your bills are piling up.
But winning workers' compensation benefits isn't easy.
You're the underdog.
We'll fight labor and industries to get you the workers' compensation benefits you deserve.
If you can't work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call toll-free 1-888-665-8630. Bothwell and Hamill.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together.
Get 0 for 36 plus $2,000 trade-in cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Welcome back. We've been talking about weather. It's just a lot of everything out there.
A lot of everything. Let's take a look at that. Light showers that we're seeing right now. This should come to an end by midnight. We have it moving over into Ellensburg and Yakima. You could see a little bit of snow falling especially in Ellensburg, but more tomorrow night. So here's what we're looking at for our totals. Light rain to maybe even half an inch of rain for Pendleton, under an inch of snow for Ellensburg. Tomorrow into Friday morning, we could see 1 to 2 inches of snow for Ellensburg, less than an inch of snow for Yakima, and then up to a half an inch of rain for the Tri-Cities and Pendleton. So it is going to be very wet tomorrow night. Get prepared.
All right, thanks so much for watching. We're back tonight at 6.